Hey everybody, it's Stan aka Vim Losses, and today we are continuing our Thor Ragnarok Marvel Legends wave. We're going over the Nine Realms Warrior Odin's son. Now this has a lot of reuse pieces. Still a pretty good figure. Probably my least favorite from the line. There are some parts that I really like about it. There are some parts, again, just because it's a lot of reuse that I don't really like, and I think they just kind of did this one for just to put him in the wave. But it's a solid figure. It's very nice. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the sculpting, the paint, the articulation, the price point, and an overall, and come up with a final score at the end, and let's see how he does. I'm feeling he's going to do pretty good just because it's a solid figure. But again, a lot of things that just reuse that I hate seeing. Let's get some new sculpt in here, guys. Alright, what comes in the box? You get the figure himself. Not a whole lot of accessories with this one. They kind of skimped on them, but since they're using reused parts for most of the character, figure why give him accessories. He does come with the big Hulk body, and this thing is massive, so it takes up a lot of the box, so they probably couldn't fit much else in there. But then he also does come with his battle axe, and this looks really nice. Really nice detail up here. It's got this great metallic color, I mean, for the blade. Really shiny. Looks great. Nice wood grain on the handle with some little bit of wraps. It's a good paint detail in here. No battle damage to the axe. I guess he hasn't been kicking as much ass as the other Nine Realms Warrior in Ares, but still pretty menacing. But some very nice detail in here, so pretty decent axe. It fits very loose in his hand. So you put it in here, and it just fits very kind of loose, but does fit and does allow you to get some good two-handed poses, so not too bad. Alright, now going over sculpting, it's okay. It's good. Like I said, most of this is reuse from other characters they've done, so they didn't have to do any new molds or do any, anything fancy or special to it. I believe this is Sentry's head, if I'm not mistaken, and hair even, or is this from the other, from the Allfather wave, the other Thor? I don't think so, but I think this is Sentry's head. I'll have to take a look and see. But sculpting is not bad. There's not a whole lot to it. I mean, you got the muscular body here. On his little rope belt, it does have nice little sculpted lines in there. So they did put a little bit of effort into it, but that's probably a reuse too, so I shouldn't give him too much credit on that. Now, the one piece that is sculpted really nice is his cape. And his cape just looks fantastic. It is beat to shit. Got these great tetherings on here, these holes kind of all throughout, all on the bottom. It's got this great detail in here. So while they might not have done much else to the rest of the figure, the cape itself is pretty damn awesome. So I can forgive him a little bit. I guess I'll be taking a lot of pictures of this guy from the back. That doesn't sound too bad, does it? Alright, going over paint. Not a whole lot here, really. You have the black all in the costume. Nice skin tone. I think this is the same skin tone as the other Nine Realms Warrior and Ares. So it's not bad. It looks pretty good. And then the little bands around the boots, a little brown color. But not a whole lot here. But again, let's turn to the back and take a look at the cape. Fantastic job. Look at this. Great color. But then even on the bottom, they've got this black wash here, which gives it this nice dirt look. Looks very worn, keeping with the worn look with the holes and everything else in here. It's got a really nice shading to it, and that looks amazing. Again, you know how to do it. Why can't you do it for the rest of the figure? Now, the paint on the face looks pretty good. Eyes look pretty good. They don't look all sideways. It doesn't look like it's following me around the room. And then the hair, they actually have some golds and some browns in here to kind of give it a little, make it stand out a little more, a little extra texture. So for paint, not bad. We're going to give it, what we're going to give it a 7 out of 10. And the only reason we're giving it a 7 is because there's not much paint anywhere else, and the only paint they really did was right here. Going over articulation, it's your standard Marvel Legends articulation, which is pretty good. Not great, but it's not horrible either. So the head can bury his chin into his chest. He can look up just about that far. It's mostly the limitation of both the cape and the hair. Arm can rotate all the way around. Pull up to about that tall. Upper arm rotation. Double jointed elbows gets you to about there. No lower arm rotation, but these bands do move freely. You have the hinge and swivel in the wrist. Moving down to the body, you get the ab crunch. Great ab crunch. Just like Loki that we looked at. And then going back, pretty good. Not as far back as Loki, but still it's a pretty good ab crunch. And then you do have a waist rotation. Again, no side to side. Legs can kick up, not that far. Pretty good range of motion there. Move back, yeah, not too much. Upper leg rotation. Double jointed knees can get to about there. And that's a limitation of these bands that kind of stop them. But when that's out, that just looks weird. No boot cut, no lower leg rotation. Foot can move down that far. Can go up pretty good distance. And he does have the pivot. So I guess that's your standard Marvel Legends articulation. Some minor things that bug me again is no side to side. You can get no side to side in the waist. So articulation, we're going to give it an 8 out of 10. Alright, price point, Marvel Legends, 20 bucks. Good deal. Get a cool axe with it. Get a pretty good figure. Good price, 10 out of 10. So overall, very solid figure. We know where we begin because he uses a lot of parts from other figures that worked. But the attention to detail they put in the cape really makes this one stand out. Very solid. I wouldn't say it's a piece of crap, but it's also not the best out there. Axe has some great detail to it, but not a lot of paint. I don't like that ab crunch because you can't get a lot side to side, or prefer a ball joint in there. But solid figure, just like every other figure in the Wave of this line. So overall, I'm going to just give it an 8. So far, all the pieces we've taken a look at are really solid figures. And we're getting really close to taking a look at the Hulk Bath himself, which is amazing. So, as always, head on over to excludecollective.com to check out a full picture gallery of this guy here. See how many poses I can get him in where I can highlight his cape. Okay? Alright, we'll see you next time. Peace.